where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose. But it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
I started putting videos out on YouTube when I was like 12, so I've been really at it since I was 12 years old.
In a stunning turn of events, Justin Bieber has stepped into the spotlight, shedding light on a dark chapter of his past that intertwines with the ongoing legal battles of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. And as Diddy faces serious federal charges, Justin's revelations are not only personal, but potentially pivotal in the broader investigation. Here's what went down. Okay, we all know that Sean Diddy Combs is currently embroiled in a high-profile federal trial, facing charges including sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The indictment alleges that over 2 decades, Combs used his influence in the music industry to lure women into exploitative situations, often involving drugs and coercion. And amidst Diddy's legal woes, Justin Bieber allegedly has begun to open up about his own experiences. Sources close to Justin indicate that he is prepared to testify about inappropriate behavior he witnessed or experienced during his time with Diddy. This includes being exposed to adult situations and environments that were unsuitable for a teenager. Now let's get into these creepy yet devastating revelations from one of Hollywood's most celebrated pop stars, whose life took a drastic turn after meeting the hip-hop mogul. Alright, so you've probably been hearing whispers about Diddy's upcoming trial, but just one day before he's set to face the court, Justin Bieber comes through with a revelation that nobody saw coming. And it's not just some vague accusation, oh no. We're talking full-on allegations about what Diddy did to Justin when he was just 13 years old. This is pulling back the curtain on a dark corner of Hollywood with big names like Usher, L.A. Reid, and Clive Davis tangled up in this twisted web.
Then on the other hand, you got all these people who are saying, well, Usher's the one that introduced Justin Bieber to Diddy, which is true, but Diddy mentored him as well because he had mentored earlier Usher.
So let's rewind. Justin Bieber blew up back in 2009 when his single One Time went viral on YouTube. He was just a kid, 13 years old, living every teenager's dream. But behind the scenes, it was a totally different story. Usher swooped in and signed Justin to his label, Leeface Records, and that's when things got suspicious. According to bombshell claims, Usher didn't just mentor Justin, he handed him over to Diddy. And if you know anything about Diddy's so-called flavor camps, your stomach should be turning right now. Yes, they call it Puffy Flavor Camp. Like, remember Usher's own story? He moved in with Diddy when he was just 13, too. He's literally admitted to living in Diddy's house, being exposed to wild parties, and witnessing stuff no kid should ever see.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
He called it Flavor Camp, and yeah, it was as creepy as it sounds. Not to mention how Usher looks pretty reluctant when asked what really happened during the camp. And I bet those who were able to see the clip would agree that the singer is definitely hiding something. When asked if Diddy's house are full of women, Usher denied it, but his expression was telling a different story. Some fans are even saying that you can spot his lie even from the moon. Usher even said on live TV that he'd never send his kids to Puffy's camp, which only means that whatever is happening in that camp is not something appropriate for kids, right? In fact, the comments after the video was uploaded were crazy. Like, everyone has the same opinion about Diddy and his suspicious mentoring program. One fan wrote, "Him answering hell no to the question at the end tells me everything I need to know about what Usher experienced SMH." While another went on and said, "This vid is 7 years old and we walked right over it without noticing." Exactly. And now that all allegations are out in the open, fans are starting to connect the dots. This is where Justin enters the pictures. Because while Usher said he won't be sending his kids to that flavor camp, he did send Justin, who was pretty much a minor back then. Now, people are asking, so why was it okay for Justin? And if you've been lurking on the internet when the Cassie case exploded, you'll know how people started bringing up old videos of Justin and Diddy. Because of this, the conversation about Diddy being involved with young Justin unfolded, and let's just say fans were convinced that things got pretty nasty. I mean, just like how everyone ignored Usher's Puffy Flavor Camp story, fans pointed out that now, everything is starting to make sense, which might also explain why Justin might know a lot that could end Diddy's career. It's only a matter of time before he tells. Now, here's where it gets even darker. Insiders are saying that Diddy used Usher as a middleman to get close to Justin because Diddy didn't want to look like a predator. But behind closed doors, Justin was allegedly subjected to abuse that left him traumatized for years. Usher's involvement in introducing Bieber to Diddy has come under scrutiny. While Usher has not been accused of wrongdoing, questions have been raised about the responsibility of mentors in protecting young artists from potential harm. Usher himself has acknowledged the complexities of his own early experiences in the industry, including time spent under Diddy's mentorship. And the worst part? Everyone in the industry knew. There were whispers, there were rumors, but nobody stepped in to protect Justin. Not Usher, not Scooter Braun, not L.A. Reid, no one. And let's talk about Scooter for a second. He's been portrayed as Justin's savior, the guy who discovered him and took him to superstardom. But now, people are questioning his role too. Like, at this point, anyone connected to Usher, Diddy, and Justin is starting to look very suspicious. Did he know what was happening behind the scenes? Could he have done more to protect his young client? These are the questions that are finally being asked, and the answers aren't looking good. Fast forward to now. Justin has kept quiet for years, but sources are saying he's finally had enough. He's allegedly been subpoenaed to testify in Diddy's case, and get this, he knows he's on those infamous tapes that Diddy was recording at his parties. Tapes that could literally take down half of Hollywood. And that explains why Justin has been looking so visibly shaken in recent years. Those viral clips of him crying at concerts, spacing out? Yeah, now it's making a lot more sense. The psychological toll of these experiences on Justin has been significant. He has publicly struggled with mental health issues, and those close to him suggest that his early exposure to the darker sides of the music industry contributed to these challenges. And Justin's recent actions, including distancing himself from former mentors, reflect a desire to confront and heal from his past. And while people were kinda confused why he started changing, now things are starting to make a lot of sense. Even his wife, Hailey Bieber, is speaking about it. Earlier this year, Justin took to Instagram with a raw post about feeling like he was drowning, giving fans a rare glimpse into the mental health battles he's still facing. The following day, he posted a short update clapping back at critics who questioned his honesty, and to keep things a little lighter, he also shared photos from a fun Disneyland trip with Hailey and their friends. But while Justin's posts made headlines, Hailey kept things private, though sources close to the couple made it clear she's been his rock through it all. Back in February, a source told Us Weekly that Hailey is trying to be as supportive as possible, even though it hasn't always been easy. And by March, insiders shut down rumors of marriage trouble, telling people that Justin and Hailey are very happy together. Hailey has also spoken in the past about how tough things got, especially during their first year of marriage. In 2021, she opened up on the In Good Faith podcast, saying there were moments she wasn't sure Justin would be okay, but she was determined to stand by him no matter what. Oh, we also need to mention how Justin once broke down in an interview while talking about how he wanted to protect Billie Eilish.
Yeah, I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn. And
he did not go into the specifics, but now fans are saying that he might be talking about the nasty things going on behind closed doors in Hollywood. And since he might have experienced it himself, he didn't want Billie to suffer the same fate. Again, it's starting to make sense, right? And here's something that'll give you chills. Remember Justin's song Yummy? Can you explain why he made that face? Well, fans have long speculated it was a cryptic message about his experience in the industry.
It's also yummy, 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 yummy. All right.
especially since the music video features creepy adults at a decadent feast, and at one point, everyone's dressed in white, eerily similar to Diddy's infamous white parties. Coincidence? I think not. We also can't ignore how Justin's relationship with Usher completely crumbled. After everything, Justin unfollowed Usher and distanced himself entirely. And if you know how close they were before, you'll also know that what happened behind closed doors might be so serious that Justin was left with no choice but to distance himself from Usher. And let's be real, Usher's silence has been loud. Instead of protecting Justin, Usher seemed more concerned with keeping up appearances. It's a pattern we've seen again and again in Hollywood, where protecting the brand matters more than protecting the people. But the real bombshell? Insiders say Diddy's been blackmailing Justin for years, using those tapes as leverage to keep him quiet. And while some of you might be shocked, this is not the first time Diddy has been accused of such a thing.
But this time, the prosecution telling the judge about attempts they say the rap mogul made from behind bars to influence everyone from potential jury to alleged victims.
So it's not unlikely he'll do the same with Justin, especially since Justin might be one of the biggest witnesses against him. Now, let's dive into something that's got everyone raising their eyebrows. A clip from 2011 has recently resurfaced, and trust me, it's giving a whole new layer to the drama. This old footage from Jimmy Kimmel Live shows Justin Bieber, just 16 at the time, sitting next to Sean Diddy Combs. And whew, the vibes are now coming off totally different in light of everything we know today. Back then, people thought it was just a cute interview between a rising pop star and a big-time mogul. But now, it's straight up unsettling.
What's going on with you guys? Are you working together?
I'm not. I mean, I think that we've become friends in a strange way, you know?
Like Robin Big.
Yeah, it's like, exactly.
I'm Big and you're Robin.
Yeah.
Diddy is seen acting all buddy-buddy with Justin, portraying himself as this protective big brother figure. He kept emphasizing how tight they were, talking about being part of the same industry family and looking out for each other. On the surface, it seemed like Diddy was being generous and kind, but watching it now, the energy feels low-key, possessive, and super controlling. What really hits different is how Diddy kept mentioning that Justin could always come to him for advice, making it seem like he had some kind of authority over him. He played up this narrative that Justin was under his wing, like he was some mentor guiding a kid through the wild world of fame. But let's be real, with everything that's come to light about Diddy's alleged behavior, that so-called guidance is looking more like grooming and manipulation. And here's where it gets extra sketchy. During the interview, Diddy made a pointed comment that Justin knows better than to talk about what they do together in public. That was supposed to be a joke at the time, but now it sounds like a major red flag.
I had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
It's almost like Diddy was warning Justin to keep their behind-the-scenes interactions under wraps. Fans are speculating that this could be a hint at blackmail tactics, Diddy making sure Justin stayed quiet about whatever really went down when the cameras weren't rolling. Soon after, people flocked to the video and shared their thoughts about it, because boy oh boy, it got people talking. One fan pointed out Justin's body language, saying, "That poor child, his body language and the look on his face when Diddy says he knows better. Look how he moves his foot." While another added, "Diddy was threatening Justin openly and verbally in that interview on national TV. It is so obvious." This clip has people rewatching all those old moments between Justin and Diddy with fresh eyes. The dynamic looks less like a friendship and more like control masked as mentorship. And honestly, it fits into the bigger picture we've been seeing lately. Diddy using his power and influence to pull the strings behind the scenes, keeping people close but also keeping them quiet. Justin's body language in that video? Kinda tense. His responses? A little too rehearsed? And when you piece it all together, it's clear that this was more than just a casual industry relationship. And if that clip wasn't enough to set off alarm bells, another video that's been making the rounds is even more disturbing. This one shows Diddy standing next to a 15-year-old Justin Bieber, announcing to the camera that Justin is spending 48 hours with him. Diddy boasts about having custody of Justin for 2 days, teasing that they're going to be doing things they can't even reveal on camera.
Yeah, where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
The way he framed it sounded like some secret club, and it's downright chilling now. Diddy seemed almost proud of his influence, reminding everyone that he had so-called legal custody of Usher when Usher was young, and now he had Justin under his wing too. Meanwhile, Justin, wearing his signature cap and purple shirt, just kept nodding along, looking up at Diddy like he had no choice but to go along with it. Watching this today, it feels like Justin was being paraded around like some trophy, and the whole vibe screams control and manipulation. The way Diddy talked about those wild 48 hours raises way too many red flags, especially given what we know now. Fans are saying this clip alone is proof that Diddy's grip on Justin wasn't just mentorship, it was calculated and creepy, with Justin looking every bit the kid caught in something way bigger than he realized. And let's not forget the toll all of this has visibly taken on Justin over the years. Recently, fans have been sounding the alarm about his deteriorating appearance. Sunken eyes, hollow cheeks, and an overall fatigued look that sparked endless speculation. While some chalk it up to fatherhood and normal aging, others are pointing fingers at the deep-rooted trauma tied to his past with Diddy.
So I am here in the doctor's office, and what we are about to do is the nurse is going to put in an IV, and it's called NAD. And basically what it does is it's going to flush out some of the toxins. I've abused my body in the past, and now I'm just in recovery process, trying to make sure I'm taking care of my body and taking care of the vessel that God's given me. So here we go.
The timing is too suspicious to ignore. Concerns about Justin's well-being spiked right around Diddy's arrest and the media frenzy surrounding his sex trafficking trial. Insiders have even said Justin's inner circle has been worried sick, watching him slip into isolation as old wounds resurface. Experts have noted that the intense stress and emotional baggage from his early fame, and the dark side of it, could be playing a massive role in his mental and physical state. All eyes are now on Justin, not just for his possible court appearance, but for how he's navigating the aftermath of a truly toxic chapter in his life. Fans also can't help but sympathize with the singer and the horrible things he's gone through. One person even commented, "No abused child can ever forget the trauma of being violated by an adult. They go through life carrying the memory and the distrust of people. It affects their whole life. That's what courts don't understand, and those people never stop their evil behavior no matter their age." Another one added, "Justin shouldn't be ashamed. He was a child, a victim. He had no clue what was going on." However, now that everything's blowing up, Justin is done playing nice. He's stepping forward, and the word on the street is, this is just the beginning. And guys, we can't skip over the fact that this isn't the first time Diddy's name has come up in disturbing accusations. Over the years, countless lawsuits and exposés have painted a chilling picture of Hollywood's dark side. From Cassie's explosive claims of abuse and control to Gene Deal's behind-the-scenes revelations, the stories keep piling up. Remember Cassie? She's the one who kicked off this latest firestorm by filing a lawsuit accusing Diddy of sexual assault and trafficking. And now she's set to testify in court, bringing her own receipts. Diddy's legal team, of course, is in full damage control mode. They're out here claiming that Diddy was too drunk or high to know what he was doing, basically throwing up a last-ditch "I wasn't in my right mind" defense. But no one's buying it, especially not with people like Cassie coming forward, ready to testify with her own damning evidence of what went down behind closed doors. And here's where it gets even messier. Sources say that Diddy's been selling his own freak-off tapes on the darknet to the highest bidder. Yup, you heard that right. And as crazy as it might sound, it seems like these tapes will surely bring more mess to Diddy's case. Because now we're talking footage of A-list celebs at these wild parties. Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Rihanna, Drake, and yes, Justin Bieber. And nope, this is not even the full list because, as the trial continues, experts believe that more names are going to be added. Even saying that, a lot of people in Hollywood will surely be involved. Now, one of these tapes reportedly sold for a jaw-dropping $500 million. This is beyond scandalous. It's straight up criminal.
Considering that the is selling his own evidence that would put him in jail against him on the dark net to the highest bidder, why would he sell evidence of his debauchery and savagery?
Why are people wanting to get these tapes, right? Well, maybe they just want to get the upper hand, or Diddy's team wants to destroy evidence. At this point, it can be anything. Meanwhile, Hollywood is shaking. Stars who were once tight with Diddy are now scrambling to distance themselves. Social media detectives have noticed celebs like Drake and Nicki quietly unfollowing Diddy, and rumors are swirling that more names will be exposed soon. It's like watching a house of cards collapse in real time, and everyone's wondering who's going down next. And maybe this is the reason why there are reports of celebs allegedly fleeing the country to avoid getting dragged into this mess. Oh, and let's not forget about the FBI raids. Back in March, federal agents raided Diddy's mansions in Los Angeles and Miami as part of their ongoing investigation. They seized electronics, documents, and, yep, you guessed it, those infamous tapes. Diddy's lawyers are now desperately trying to get that evidence thrown out of court. But legal experts are saying it's a long shot. The walls are closing in fast. And honestly, Justin stepping up could be the tipping point. He's one of the biggest pop stars on the planet, and his testimony would be impossible to ignore. Insiders are saying he's ready to tell all about the abuse, the manipulation, and the cover-ups.
It's hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
This could be a game changer not just for Diddy, but for the entire entertainment industry. Fans are already rallying behind Justin, praising his bravery for speaking out. On Twitter, hashtags like #Justice for Justin Bieber are trending, with thousands of fans sharing their support. Many also voiced their own take on this miserable situation. People are sad that Justin needs to go through the hell he's experienced with Puff all over again. With the case unfolding, he will surely see and hear things that he tried so hard to forget. The physical and emotional abuse, the mistreatment and sexual exploitation that he went through when he was still a teenager.
I remember just struggling. I remember feeling like emotionally just overwhelmed and talking to her, not knowing how to communicate certain things and just feeling kind of frustrated. There's been a lot of things that have happened in my life, and I think there was just a point in my life where I was just so overwhelmed.
All of these will surely come back and haunt him, but Justin might be ready to overcome it in order to make Puff pay for all his crimes. People are finally waking up to the reality of what child stars like Justin have faced behind closed doors, and they're demanding accountability. And let's take a moment to talk about the broader issue here. Justin's story isn't just about one pop star and one predator. It's a glimpse into the systemic abuse and exploitation that's been allowed to flourish in Hollywood for decades. From Corey Feldman's heartbreaking revelations about pedophilia in the industry to the Me Too movement exposing serial abusers, it's clear that these problems run deep, and it's time for a reckoning. So what does this mean for Diddy? Well, if Justin takes the stand, and all signs point to yes, this could be the end of Diddy's career, reputation, and freedom. Hollywood's dark secrets are bubbling to the surface, and there's no going back now. This story is developing fast, and you already know we'll be keeping an eye on every twist and turn. There you have it, guys. The rabbit hole runs deep, and the tea just keeps spilling. Justin stepping forward is more than just a personal reckoning. It's a massive wake-up call for the entire industry. As the court date looms and the pressure mounts, we're all bracing for what could be the final chapter in Diddy's empire. Will justice finally be served? Will more victims come forward now that Justin has broken the silence? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. Now, let us know what you think in the comments below, and make sure to stay tuned for more updates about this ongoing Hollywood controversy.